welcome to the Tenacious Smashing Bastard Show. Tonight, we are broadcasting live from Chateau Ooey.
Oh, yeah.
We are also going to talk about something a little bit different today.
Just a little.
And it's going to be about sports.
Definitely sports.
Definitely sports.
Well, we did the music episode.
Now we're going to do a special sports episode. Now, as you know, the Tenacious Smashing Bastards are Renaissance men.
Yeah. Men of the people.
Men of the people. We're fitness gurus.
Definitely.
We are music gods.
Absolutely.
We are basically the best athletes in most sports.
Unequivocally.
And on top of that physical prowess,
yeah,
we have infinite knowledge of all things.
That's the cherry on the sundae that is our ultimate perfection.
Now, the big difference between Jake and I,
yes,
is that we basically follow sports almost completely differently.
Way differently.
To the point where I like all sports.
You like the sports that no one actually plays.
Except most of the world.
Debatable. And I like the sports that most people aren't good enough to play for real, so they all play in their backyard.
In America.
Ooh-wee.
I'm a big
yeah.
I'm a big soccer guy. That's what he's alluding to. I'm a massive soccer guy. Played the sport, put me through some college.
Yeah.
Played a little semi-professional.
Wow.
But you're almost a baseball aficionado.
Almost.
To the point where you've broken down the game so much where video games are frightening.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm a savant.
And it just proves how on point MLB The Show is.
Yeah. Lest you doubt MLB The Show being the most realistic baseball game ever, actual baseball logic applies to it.
Now, we are going to do a very interesting topic that does span all of the different sports.
Yeah, the generations.
We are going to be talking about the top
female golfers in East Berlin.
No.
What do you mean no?
Well, that is not what we're talking about. We talked about this beforehand.
Oh, well, that's right. We're doing the top 5 all-time Globetrotter games.
the top all 5 Washington Generals.
Yeah.
That is not what we're talking about.
Well, then I fear I've done the wrong research.
I fear you've done absolutely no research on either of those topics anyway.
You got me.
But we are actually today going to talk about the top players to wear every number from 0 to 99.
And 0 doesn't count because it's not an actual number. I mean, it's a number in
It's
math,
a number
but
that
not
people
in
have
sports.
worn.
Yeah, but who?
I will tell you.
John Wall?
No. You're thinking of Gilbert Arenas.
That's right. A Washington Wizard.
But that is actually where we start today.
Now, this is a good one. And this is the reason we mentioned to you earlier about why we're so into the different sports is you're going to find out early and you're going to find out often. Pretty much everyone I mentioned is going to have just been a baseball guy. And
you're going to realize that, especially early on, I'm going to probably argue that there's a soccer player that wore every one of these numbers.
Right.
So what we're going to do is essentially we're going to have to agree on who was the best.
We have to agree.
But
we can't move on ever.
Right. But we can have a disagreement to where we can each have no, this guy was definitely one of the top.
Yeah. So at the 2-hour mark, when we're still on number 4,
and we will
stick with us.
Now, luckily, through the 50s and 60s, there's probably just going to be a lot of this guy
pass,
a lot of offensive linemen,
a lot of pass,
a lot of bullpen pitchers.
Yeah, a lot of pass.
But actually, technically, we're going to start at 00 because there is one man who wore 00.
Who?
The great Otto Graham.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
No, I was going to
actually, 00, I've done a little bit of research.
Thank God.
Jim Otto, Robert Parrish, and that's it.
Who are they?
Robert Parrish was an NBA player.
Okay.
I think he actually won a title with the Celtics.
I was going to say, now that you said there was an NBA 00, the first image in my mind was Celtics.
And Jim Otto was a quarterback. I think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. Don't ask me what team he played for.
Jim Otto?
Jim Otto. I think he was like before the Super Bowl.
He was
the Browns, maybe?
He was a Minneapolis.
Jim Otto. Yum.
Yeah, it's Jiffy Lube, I think.
So there's not much debate on there. Not many people wore that number.
There's no debate.
0, Russell Westbrook and Gilbert Arenas. That is pretty much it.
I'm going to say Gilbert Arenas just because he's the OG.
Oh, what did Gilbert Arenas got basically kicked out of the league for doing like the gun sign? Like that was like his deal.
Oh, I thought it was also because he was bad.
No, he was good, I think.
Was he?
He was good.
Well, he was a wizard.
Well, he was good for a wizard.
Oh, hey, ooh-wee,
Yo,
bud.
wizard.
Yeah.
So now we're going to start at a real number.
Real numbers.
Real numbers.
For real people.
The number 1. Now, here is already where we're going to debate. Because I know who it probably, like if you just polled people, especially the people around here who live in Cincinnati, I bet they have their answer. I'm going to say every great goalkeeper in the world has worn the number 1. So it's like basically pick the greatest goalkeeper of all time.
Oh, like that dude with the helmet from Chelsea.
Petr Cech. And he is not the greatest player to ever wear number 1.
He's the greatest
Plus,
player
he wore
to
like
wear
37 at the end of his career. Now, that, to me, I can't debate against that.
The only soccer guy to wear a helmet, Mike.
He did get his skull almost literally cracked in half.
Yeah. Pussy.
So, like, my greatest number 1 is not Casper Schmeichel. He was terrible. Peter Schmeichel.
Okay.
He was the goalkeeper for Manchester United when they won, I want to say, their first Champions League, and like basically through the golden era of Manchester United was their goalkeeper. Me and SOB too looked awesome. Basically, when I finally learned that goalkeeper was a thing and started playing it, he was the guy.
He was it.
He was the man. Now, you have probably never even heard of him.
No.
So I don't expect you to say he's the greatest to ever wear the number.
And you're correct. Basically, anyone else that's worn number 1's more famous than him.
Here we have
Penny Hardaway.
You know what? I didn't even think about that. Was it Penny?
I think it was
Or
Penny.
was it was T-Mac?
It was Penny. T-Mac wore
T-Mac
number 1.
wore number
At
1
least
too.
Somewhere. I don't know if it was in the Magic where he wore it.
I think it was Toronto. Toronto, who was number 1.
I don't think he played for them.
But as far as like the greats,
yeah,
you got Oscar Robertson, who is who I have as the greatest number 1.
Yeah, I think we have to.
But you also have Warren Moon.
Ooh.
Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
Billy Martin.
Yeah, Billy Martin, but he was a manager. Like,
Yeah.
Billy Martin's where my brain goes, but I'm a Yankee guy.
And then Pee Wee Reese, whom I don't know how he's even on the list.
Well, because he is old.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah, Pee Wee Reese. And you're like, well, he was 100.
Yeah, well, some of these names that we're going to find on the research page are going to just be names that existed in the 40s.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know any better.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, he played.
And here's always been my baseball. I don't know. I don't care who knows it. I've always said, if you never faced a black player, you don't count.
Right.
That's just whites on whites. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Like, how can we prove you're any
It's
good?
after Labor Day, my guy.
Yeah, like I always joked, no, like, oh, yeah, he was a great player all the time. He never saw Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
Bob Gibson threw a million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they had to lower the mound because of Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
The reason that the mound is only 12 inches in height now is because in 1961, I believe, could be a little later, but it's in the 60s, Bob Gibson struck out like 8,000 people, and he had an ERA of like sub 9. And they went, that we can't, no, Bob, we have to make sure the ball's not coming in so steep.
Yeah, we got to level
The playing
literally.
field. Literally have to level the playing field.
I don't think. Are we debating? Is it Oscar Robertson?
I think we have to go O.
Yeah, I mean, he's the Cincinnati guy.
Well, he's a Cincinnati guy, and he's
the only player to average a triple-double.
He's the best player to have worn that number.
And he won. Did he win? I think he won a national championship with UC.
Yeah, because that was
I think
always
that's
the
their
thing.
one.
Yeah, because that was always the only reason I know that is when Kenyon Martin broke his leg. That's what they were talking about. Could this be the other national championship team? And it wasn't, because Kenyon Martin broke his leg.
Yeah, like in the first.
Yeah, no, Kenyon Martin was going to win that national title. I don't know if he needed to play on a team, but Kenyon Martin was going to win that national title.
You can't tell me basketball's not a one-man sport.
Oh, my God, Carmelo Anthony won a national title. Not Syracuse. Carmelo Anthony won a national championship.
Yeah, because LeBron went straight to the league.
Right.
So
the O-Dog. That's what we're going with.
O-Dog. So far, the only one that matters is Oscar Robertson.
Oscar Robertson.
Now, if you've never met Jake Doherty.
Hi. I'm Jake Doherty.
There's one answer.
I'm a Libra.
There's one answer for the number 2.
There's only one answer for the number 2, and I'm pretty excited to hear your wrong one.
I don't really have one. I only have a joke one. Because my number 2 is your number 2.
Well, hit me with your joke one.
Tim Couch.
Oh. I retract mine then.
Short story about Tim Couch. The first NFL jersey I've ever owned was a Browns Tim Couch jersey.
Why?
I don't know. I just remember that was right when I cared about sports, outside of just the Bengals and the 49ers. I didn't care about jerseys. And it was oh, Tim Couch, he's going to be the number 1 pick on the expansion Browns. He's going to lead the Browns from expansion to world champion. And he's from Kentucky. And then he got sacked 1 billion times and never played again.
And he was Tim Couch.
So I'll let you reveal. I mean, who doesn't know what the greatest number 2 is?
It's Derek Jeter.
It's Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter.
Number 2. Derek Jeter. Number 2.
I don't think we really need to explain it.
We don't. There's no other. There's not even another famous number 2. I mean, there are probably.
Moses Malone and Rusty Wallace.
I was going to say Rusty Wallace would be the only curveball.
Yeah, but he's not better than Jeter.
Not better.
Jeter
than Jeter,
runs
no
New York
way.
City.
Yeah,
he's not paying for a meal ever again.
No. Did he before?
Well, I swear to God, if you touch that microphone,
somebody get Jeter's bank statement so we can see if he pays for meals.
Number 3. I have mine.
Okay.
You have yours. You go ahead. You go first.
It's got to be Ruth.
On
fame alone.
Yeah. Personally, my favorite number 3 is Allen Iverson.
That's a good one.
See, and again, I don't think Babe Ruth was a bad baseball player.
Well,
but to me, Ruth has no ties to me. I great Bambino outside of the Sandlot.
Here's Babe Ruth. I can equate Babe Ruth to you in our other psychic link, which is music. Babe Ruth is the Beatles.
And you're not a big fan of the Beatles.
I'm not a big fan of the Beatles. I'm not a big fan of Babe Ruth because I have the same opinion you have. I have fought with my father multiple times about if I ripped Babe Ruth out of 1927 and I stuck him on the hill against 1997 Randy Johnson, he would not even make contact.
Right, swinging that 90-pound stick.
Yeah. But if someone, like an archaeologist, came out and told me Babe Ruth never existed, he was just a legend, I would also believe that. Like that, the whole game is centered around him. He's so legendary that when Maris broke 60, they tried to not count it because he had extra games, because that was the first year they did 162 instead of 150.
Right. Yeah, and Maris was getting death threats.
Right, because he was getting to Babe. And then let alone when Hank did it, especially because Hank did it not terribly separated from, under the civil rights.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got Babe Ruth, Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson. I'm going to throw a wrench at it. The Intimidator. Dale Earnhardt.
You know what?
Dale Earnhardt is probably the greatest number 3.
I could almost give that up.
I'm willing to say, because Earnhardt, almost like Ruth, is more myth than man.
Right.
I don't know if Dale Earnhardt was actually that good, but I don't need to know because everyone tells me he was the greatest.
Yeah, I didn't watch NASCAR.
Yeah, I didn't watch NASCAR. His car looked awesome. If you see the number 3, and you could just see it in that certain font. You're like, Dale Earnhardt.
I
never watched a full race in my life, and I know that number.
No, and everybody knows Dale Earnhardt's car. Everybody knows Dale Earnhardt. Everybody knows Dale Earnhardt. It doesn't matter. Guys that have never watched NASCAR, me, I don't watch NASCAR. I don't watch racing. Sometimes I would catch a commercial for it in the morning when I would get up and watch the professional bowling on Sunday, my guy. But,
anybody else miss the super cool Fox NASCAR commercials?
Yes.
You're like, this is terrible.
Yeah, this is the worst thing I've ever
Sorry,
seen.
NASCAR fans. Hey, we're giving you number 3.
We are giving him number 3. I will concede, and I might get heat for that, but I will concede that because I think part of our criteria, are we saying it's got to be the best player?
It's got to be
the
best player to wear that, and I'm not saying not just maybe statistically, but I think recognition as well.
Right? Yeah.
Because Babe Ruth is a bigger name than you think. If you think number 3, if you didn't know Babe Ruth was number 3, which you might not. There's probably a ton of people who didn't know he wore the number 3.
I think everyone knows.
But everybody knows Dale Earnhardt was number 3.
Yeah.
So we'll go Earnhardt for number 3.
Well, I support that. I shouldn't, but I do.
The number 4, Kenyon Martin.
Yeah. Well, until he broke his leg.
If he'd have won that national championship,
we could have given it to him.
I don't even like him, but it's Brett Favre to me. When I see the number 4, it's Brett Favre. I know, again, I probably know who yours is. There's going to be an awful statistic. A lot of baseball heavy on your side.
No, not on number 4.
Really?
Because the only way to do it's Gehrig, and Gehrig is famous for his own disease and not sitting. And I got to tell you, for a man that has a disease named after him that slowly renders you physically useless, he played more games in a row than anyone. I smell a work.
He actually just is living it up in Cabo.
That's right. It's a fake. Yeah,
him and Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe and Tupac. just sitting on the
living
beach.
It up.
But no, oh God, I don't want to say it out loud. I hate Brett Favre. I hate him. But it's Brett Favre.
Yeah, because you have Brett Favre, Bobby Orr, who's sorry NHL fans. I get it. He's one of the greats, but I don't think of the number 4.
No.
And Paul Molitor.
Oh, well, yeah. Polly Molly. You guys don't. Well, hey, you didn't want to pitch to Polly Molly there for about 2 seasons.
No, and especially not in Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest.
No.
He was 10-10. He was the best hitter other than Griffey.
Yeah.
Or no.
No.
It was Edgar Martinez.
Edgar Martinez.
That's who it was.
Yeah. And that's because they were on the same. Yeah, you confused Polly Molly and Edgar.
Well, I'm thinking of guys who could only swing the stick.
Yeah. Paul Molitor was. What position did Paul Molitor play? Exactly.
The swing.
Yep.
Let's go to number 5. Now, this is pretty much all baseball players for the most part because, like, for soccer players, these are all defenders at this point. Until you hit about 7, I don't care about you.
Yeah.
My favorite, again, I don't know if you know this, we're from and live in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
So mine is Johnny Bench.
It's John Bench.
I mean, you could. What is it? Is it DiMaggio? But Bench is like DiMaggio isn't the best player in his position of all time. He's probably one of the biggest names, but Bench is arguably one of the best players to ever play catcher in baseball.
Yeah, when people say the greatest catcher of all time, one of the names that always comes up is Johnny Bench. When people say greatest outfielders of all time, nobody says DiMaggio.
Right.
Nobody says it. And DiMaggio hit 56 games in a row. Impossible. No one will ever do it again. Holy cow. But other than that, famous for Mr. Coffee.
Right.
Like, he a Hall of Famer, Yankee. But a lot of those old Yankees, and I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. I shouldn't say it. I'm going to get in trouble for saying it.
Is it the O word?
A lot of those old Yankees, kind of famous because they're old Yankees.
Yeah. If they were old Indians, probably
Wouldn't
not
care.
big. Yeah, Joe DiMaggio is playing for the Cubs. He's nothing.
He's nothing because he's not Ernie Banks.
Right. He's not Robin, or not Robin Yount. Who am I thinking? Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg. And well, you know what? Robin Yount, number 5.
Hey.
No, I don't think I think he's number 8.
Yeah. So you get Joe DiMaggio, Johnny Bench, Hank Greenberg. Who cares about that? George Brett, which if you live outside of Kansas City, who really cares?
Right.
He had one shining moment.
Yeah, and it was when it was an out.
Nicholas Lindstrom, NHL player.
Get out.
He's not top player.
Quit
I mean, he's a
naming
great
hockey,
player.
guys. If
And
you're
then-
a hockey fan, Turn the podcast off. We don't need you.
Sleeper, Don Staley of the WNBA.
Of the WNBA?
Of the it's Johnny Bench.
It's Johnny Bench. Don?
Don. D-A-W-N.
Oh, Don.
Don.
You said Don Staley, and I thought D-O-N, like Donald Staley. And I went, now, what is this? Did the coaches
Don
have
Staley,
numbers?
the running back for the Eagles.
Right, yeah. Don Staley, famous golfer. The old lefty.
Number 6. Now, this is one that I had a hard time even thinking of people. I don't know why. The number 6. Because I was like, oh, there's got to be a great quarterback that wore the number 6. And I kind of racked it, and I was like, no, not a whole lot of quarterbacks.
No.
And I was going through soccer players because 6 isn't a very sexy position in soccer. That's like a holding midfielder. So, like,
yeah.
Paul Pogba for Manchester United currently.
Sure.
Who, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you have no clue who it is. So, for me,
come on, right there with
it was like Paul Pogba's number 6.
Yeah.
He's one of the best soccer players of all time. But,
I
like,
agree.
you look it up, and I went, oh, this is probably who's really the best player. Probably, probably one of the best players to ever play basketball, Bill Russell.
Mm.
Holds,
Yeah.
like, every scoring record.
Yeah.
What was it?
Yeah.
So, I would say my personal pick is Paul Pogba because I'm not a big NBA guy.
You just said Bill Russell
but
out loud,
it's
dude.
Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Bill
Your
Russell's number
personal
6.
pick is some dude playing soccer for Manchester United right now instead of the guy with 11 rings.
We are at 20 minutes, so we're going to have to start pounding through some
Well, let's
of
get
these.
through these regular numbers, and then we're going to skip like decades.
Number 7 for me. Yeah, I'll let you go first. Who's your number 7?
It's Mantle.
Yeah, mine's Cristiano Ronaldo.
Uh-huh.
You're looking at the greatest soccer player of all time.
So it's Mickey Mantle.
It's Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7, my guy.
It's Mickey Mantle.
No. Mickey Mantle is not the brand of the number 7.
One of them
Is the greatest soccer
played
player
center field
of all time.
with a beer and a cigarette and 2 bad knees.
So it's
The
Cristiano
other
Ronaldo.
guy
Is
has gel in his hair.
is the peak physical condition even in his mid-30s.
Look, I hate to tell you this.
I hate to tell you this.
Mickey Mantle's a man's man.
Listen, it's David Beckham.
Was he 7?
He was number 7, too.
It might be Beckham. I might give you Beckham.
Number 8. This is I went personal with this one. Steve Young. That's my favorite number 8. I think when I see the number 8, I think of the youngster. But I'm probably not even in the ballpark because there's another guy who wore the number 8 that's played the same position, and they battled each other. And he's still a commentator. You're looking at me like you don't know this.
I don't know this. Phil
Troy
Sims?
Aikman.
Oh, Troy. I didn't know Troy Aikman's number. I knew he played for the Cowboys.
Joe Morgan, another
Joe Morgan,
Cincinnati guy.
yeah.
And then Kobe Bryant.
Well, Kobe's a wrench.
Because he wore
Kobe
multiple
wore
numbers.
8 and 24.
But that's what I mean. Is Kobe Bryant, when he came in and won his first couple rings with the number 8, or when he was standalone, the only person on this team, Kobe Bryant, 24?
I think he's number 8. I think he's number 8 because there's too many other 24s, and if he's going to make it on this list, he's number 8. But Kobe's the guy right there.
It's Kobe because he transcends sport.
Well, he transcends sport, but he's also, if anybody's having a debate, who's the greatest quarterback of all time, nobody says Steve Young or Troy Aikman.
Yeah.
If I say, or not the greatest of all time, if I say top 5 quarterbacks ever.
Right.
Neither one of those guys is going to make that list unless you're a 49ers fan or
But if you
Cowboys
say
fan.
name the top 5 basketball players,
Yeah.
Kobe's going to be in the conversation.
Kobe's going to be on lists.
Yeah.
It's
so
Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, and then it's Kareem and Magic.
Right.
That's going to be everyone's list for the most part.
So the next one is the number 9.
It's Ted Williams.
It's okay. Here's another soccer thing. I don't know if everybody knows this. The number 9 scores all the goals.
Oh, so it's Wayne Rooney.
It's Pele.
Oh, actually, if we're actually gonna put a soccer player on this list, it would be Pele, the only soccer player everyone knows. Except bad luck for him, the greatest hitter who ever lived is number
Roger
9.
Maris.
No. That's enough.
It's
so Ted Williams.
It's
moving on.
It's Pele.
Yeah, it's Ted Williams.
It's Gordie Howe.
it's Ted Williams.
Well, I guess technically, I think it depends. Like, if you really I'll concede number 9 to Ted Williams because I think Pele wore number 10 too, so we can slide over to number 10, which is Pele.
Which is I was going to think of a joke quarterback.
So the number 10 is like the best. Again, to all those who don't know soccer, typically your 9's your goal scorer. Your 10 is like the guy who does everything. It's Lionel Messi wears 10. I hate Lionel Messi because people think he's better than Ronaldo, and he's not. Because if they were in a fight, Messi's getting his butt kicked. So if you can't...
Ronaldo does look like that.
Ronaldo is chiseled from goddamn steel.
Well, he looks like that super, like, too much product in his hair, too much time in the tanning bed, but for some reason he'll still beat your ass.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He is the quintessential 80s bad guy.
Right, yeah. Yeah, in the teenage movie.
And Messi is like the everyman who he's bullying, but in the end, Messi's 5'6" and has a short leg. Like, I think, like,
and a club foot.
He's got like,
and he sings out of key.
And he used to have like that really crappy bowl cut. Like, he looked like a dork. Like, I just don't get. I just don't like Messi.
I have no knowledge of Lionel Messi outside of he was
like
in a commercial
dweeb
with Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and then the coolest soccer player of all time, Diego Maradona.
Sure. I like Fat Ronaldo. That's what I like.
Well, that's number 9. Could be Fat Ronaldo.
Fat Ronaldo. Because he doesn't have a first name.
Yeah.
He's just Ronaldo.
But you have Walt Frazier, Diego Maradona, Chipper Jones, your favorite player.
What?
You once told me that you hated Chipper Jones.
I don't hate him.
And then Lionel Messi.
I nothing him.
Yeah, there's too many soccer 10s. Like,
I'll give you Pele on 10.
Yeah, we'll take Pele on 10.
Because I can't go Chipper. Like, I love Chipper, but
the number 11.
This is where we have to watch ourselves
because we both want to say
Barry Larkin,
but no one's saying Barry Larkin.
Yeah, no one's going to pick Barry Larkin.
But
except
here,
for
let
us.
me give you some notable number 11s.
Okay,
because it might be Barry Larkin,
really?
Which is surprising because I thought there'd been more 11s.
So did I.
Isaiah Thomas, which people who like basketball talk about how great he was. I never saw him. I don't know.
He
was a bad coach and GM.
Yeah, overrated.
Mark Messier, who legendary hockey player.
That's enough.
Yao Ming.
No, well, I think this debate is settled.
And Barry Larkin. Like, that's pretty much it.
I think it's got to be Larkin then.
Like, if you go...
What was Unitas? 12?
I don't know.
Barry Larkin.
It's Barry Larkin.
It's Barry Larkin.
Like, if you go soccer, that's Ryan Giggs. Like, that's a big... Like, Ryan Giggs is considered one of the best wingers of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Ryan Giggs.
No, Kip is the best winger of all time. and he's 17.
But we're just going to say Barry Larkin. We're just going to take the homer there.
Yeah.
Number 12.
Oh.
I have mine. Mine is unpopular. I know that for sure.
Are you going to say it?
I'm going to say him.
Are you going to say
He's on television probably right now.
He is right now.
The GOAT, Tom Brady. I don't even need to list other 12s. It's Tom Brady.
It is Tom Brady. And I don't care for him. I'm a Raiders guy.
Were you looking for Unitas? Okay, it was Joe Namath. That's the other
Namath.
Because you got 12 was a big quarterback number.
Yeah, it's the quarterback.
You got
number.
Brady. You got Namath. You got Bradshaw. Jim Kelly, who just unlucky ran into the roughest stretch.
Yeah.
Ken Stabler, Roger Staubach, Roberto Alomar. 12 is a loaded number.
12 is a loaded number.
But it's the greatest quarterback of probably all
At
time.
least the winningest.
Yeah.
Like, because I'll be the guy because my next pick coming up for 13 is Dan Marino.
Yeah.
And I'll always be the guy that says Dan Marino is the greatest quarterback of all time. Because when you're asking me, a sports fan, my opinion on who's the greatest, I think about nothing except for your physical ability to play the position. And he's got a bigger arm than Brady. He did more with less than Brady, blah, blah, blah. He didn't have a big scheme. It was like Don Shula said, hey, Dan, can you win this? And he went, yeah, probably. Give me a line of Coke and somebody to catch this thing when I throw it. But Brady, 6 Super Bowls. He's got as many Super Bowls as the Steelers have.
Right. And then the other notable, and there was John Stockton.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Well, if the award was short as shorts, probably still Brady.
So you go to 13. You've obviously given yours Dan Marino.
Dan Marino.
Here's another one of those greatest basketball players of all time, Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. I think they pulled up a stat once, and it was like players who've scored over 50 points in a game, and it was like showing how many games it was.
Right.
And I think, who was it? Not Westbrook. Who's the other guy who plays? James Harden.
James Harden.
I think had just scored his 9th 50-plus point game, and he is second behind Wilt Chamberlain, I think it was, who had like 27.
Yeah, but Wilt Chamberlain was the first guy in basketball taller than 6'3".
I think Bill Russell was.
Bill Russell.
So
he already got his award.
It's Wilt Chamberlain, Dan Marino. I'll agree with you with Dan Marino.
It's Marino.
A-Rod.
That don't count.
Steve Nash and James Harden.
Because as much as I love A-Rod...
Oh, look, it's James Harden. The guy I couldn't think of.
Yeah, great. Because as much as I love A-Rod, I don't associate A-Rod with a number.
I think, what's weird is I didn't even bring him up. I think of him as 3.
Right, because he was 3. He was
Yeah.
3 for Seattle and 3 for Texas.
Yeah.
But when I think A-Rod, I don't think a number. I just think, oh, Alex Rodriguez. It's kind of
Right.
the same with Pujols. Pujols is number 5.
Yeah, he didn't even come up.
We didn't even talk about him. You know why? Because I got no idea what number he is until I think about his jersey. Dan Marino, big 13. That's what I think about.
We're going to next to 14. Again, this is going to be a homer.
Petey.
Yeah. And there's really not that many guys who wore it. 14,
No.
You got
14
like Ernie Banks. It's like Pete Rose or Ernie Banks. And you pick Pete. He's the hit
Pete
king.
Rose. Yeah, he's got more hits than anybody else. And more debt.
More sons in prison.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Petey is not doing well.
Number 15.
It's a shame.
15.
I got one.
Think real hard.
I got one.
Well, who's yours?
Timmy Tebow.
Oh, God. No, not a chance.
Bro, famous?
At Florida? 15?
Anywhere.
Was he 15 at Florida?
15 everywhere.
Yeah.
Here's how big Tim Tebow is.
He is a transcendent sport.
It's not about sports. It's about Tim Tebow, the man, the icon. I hate him. He makes me want to fucking vomit. Because he's too perfect. He's too guy smiley. I had to watch anybody talk about him, and if he sneezed, they were like, Tim Tebow is going to play this game with a deadly illness. I can't believe how brave and powerful he is.
Only through the power of God.
Yeah, only through Christ can Tim Tebow throw a 13-mile-an-hour quail 18 yards and watch somebody run with it for days and get all the credit.
Have you seen Tim Tebow's parents?
No.
They look like the American
Oh, wait,
Gothic
I lied.
painting.
I've seen his mother, and the only reason I've seen his mother is because they made that commercial about how I didn't abort him.
Like
Tim Tebow's first lucky break.
They did something, and like they cut to a picture of like a game when he was at Denver.
Oh, yeah.
And like they cut to him between his parents. You're like, how did that come out of that? Oh boy, somebody stole this baby.
But Tebow transcends. He's not even an athlete. Like he's just a thing. He's a myth.
Yeah, I mean, your 15s are Bart Starr. Now, all Green Bay Packers fans, if there are any listening, are absolutely.
Oh yeah. I don't want to do it, but I think it's the right choice.
Thurman Munson.
Almost
Mello. I think that's it. I can't think of anyone else.
I'm telling you, Juice. You got to give it to Timmy Tebow. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't even like Tebow. I'm so offended that he has a minor league uniform right now. You can't. Oh my God! Don't get me started. I'm on this couch talking shit with you, and a guy that sucked at quarterback got a free pass into my game. I hope he dies on fire. But Major League Baseball forbids anyone from making jerseys of someone that's not on your actual Major League roster. They made one exception to that rule. They allow the New York Mets to print New York Mets Tim Tebow jerseys.
Disgusting.
Do you know why?
Because he transcends sport.
Money. oh my God, they'll sell. Bro, I hate Tim
One of the
Tebow.
biggest stars in the bigs doesn't even play.
Yeah, I hate Tim Tebow. I have a Jets T-shirt that has Tim Tebow on it, and I bought it. I bought it to torture our friend who likes the Jets for no reason.
Yeah, especially after they lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah. Ugh.
Hopefully you watched this after they lost to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Well, you would have to have watched it. I just hope it's still relevant.
Here's what I did to him in fantasy. I played the Jets defense against him,
Ooh,
and even though they lost, they scored 24. Yucky.
The number 16. There's only one. I don't even know. It's Joe Montana.
Yeah, it's Joe Montana. It's not even close. I can't even think of another one.
Hockey, you got Brett Hull.
So Joe Montana.
And then Dwight Gooden.
Ooh. Now, I can't give it over
It's Joe Montana.
But I just forgot about Doc.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute. Is it best player or most coked out player?
Well, Joe Montana was in San Francisco.
And he went to Notre Dame. You got to have something to do in South Bend.
The number 17. I was hoping that you knew somebody.
Oh, I was hoping you knew somebody. 17?
17.
Todd Helton?
Did he wear 17?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll give it to Todd Helton.
We're just moved. Like, there's no one. Like, someone's probably shouting at it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this guy. And 17's not a number that.
Now I'm curious if
I'm trying to think
right
of somebody
about Todd
current.
Helton.
Somebody current wearing the number 17 because it's not a legendary number.
No.
I wear 17 in most sports games because I think it looks cool.
I wore 17 sophomore year of high school because one of the seniors had 18. And that was it.
Like it's of the notables. You got Matt Kenseth,
Okay.
and Darryl Waltrip.
All right. So not Todd Helton.
Not Todd Helton.
Well, what the number is Todd Helton?
I feel like I just can't believe there's not another 17. Well, I'm not going to waste time on number 17.
I am. Todd Helton. Timeout. Look, we can waste a little bit of time. 18, Peyton Manning. We did it. Okay, so what number is Todd Helton? Todd Helton. Images. Todd Helton's number 17.
Well, there you go.
I was right.
Todd Helton is
of
the
course
best
I
number
was
17.
Right. Why did I know that?
Well, Zen, we have extensive knowledge of all things, especially Colorado Rockies.
That's right. We covered this in the opener. We are perfect. So Todd Helton. Because we couldn't think of anybody
Todd
else.
Helton. 18, it's Peyton Manning.
Notable,
Bobby Labonte.
Oh. Yeah, it's Peyton Manning.
Number 19, what was it? Unitas?
Unitas.
Yeah, Unitas is 19.
Okay, that's what I didn't think that.
This is the only hockey one I like, and it's not necessarily because I'm a huge hockey
19?
fan. For 19? And it's only because of NHL 99 on PlayStation 1.
Oh.
The Red Wings, Steven Yzerman.
Yeah, sure.
He's also one of the best GMs in hockey right now.
Yeah,
too.
no. Uh-huh.
So
I agree with you wholeheartedly as I share that opinion
on
hockey.
But you have Johnny Unitas.
I don't know anything about hockey.
Steven Yzerman, Robin Yount, and Tony Gwynn.
Oh, it's Tony Gwynn.
I'll give you Tony Gwynn, but it's Steve Yzerman.
It's not Steve Yzerman. Steve Yzerman played hockey. We just went over this.
He's one of the greatest to play the game.
Oh, on ice?
We got to give one of them. We didn't even give it. We're 99's Gretzky.
Yeah, Gretzky.
Okay,
Hooray.
Everybody who's holding on for 99, it's Wayne Gretzky.
Anyone who was holding out to the end of the shebang to find out who got the number of
this show might
mentioned.
have to be 2 shows. You know what? Screw it. This is just going to be a long one.
It's just going to be a long one.
Number 20. To me, there's only one. Brian McBride. That's not who it is. It's Barry Sanders.
Yeah, Barry Sanders, for sure. Oh, that's who I was going to name.
I'm trying to think. Ooh.
Number 20.
It's Barry Sanders, but you got Mike Schmidt, Frank Robinson, Tony Stewart. Didn't he kill a kid? Ran over him?
Yeah, in his Home Depot car. Or tied. What was he driving? I don't know.
He was driving one of them weird cars.
It was orange. I remember it was orange.
It was one of those ones with like a fan on it to keep him grounded.
Oh, you know what? Yeah. No,
it was like a dirt track.
But
he cut a guy off and the kid got out of his car.
Oh yeah, and he backed
and
over him.
Tried to. No, he ran over him full force.
Yeah.
It was gross.
I do remember that.
But
'Cause
it's
he got
Barry
off.
Sanders.
It is Barry Sanders.
Like, you could list the plethora of running backs who probably wore
Yeah.
20, but it's Barry Sanders.
It's not even close.
21.
This is going to be interesting. You go first. No, you go first.
LT. LaDainian Tomlinson.
You're wrong. I'm going to explain to you why you're wrong.
Because it's Samuel Sosa.
Nope. In 2 words,
Tabata.
prime time.
Oh, my God. How did I forget about
It's Dion, you psycho.
I don't know why I forgot about that.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I mixed up one of the best running backs of all time with the greatest corner of all time. It's Deion Sanders.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
It's me on Dion.
It's prime
It's
time.
Warren Span.
Well, hey. It's Clemente?
22.
Emmett.
Yeah, that's the only.
It's got to be Emmett
It's got to
Smith.
be Emmett.
Greatest running back as far as yards are concerned. Greatest peddler of Just for Men.
Clyde Drexler also.
Also peddling Just for Men.
Exactly.
No, that's Walt Frazier.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think Clyde Drexler's bald.
Yeah, well, it's for the beard, my guy. They're doing that touch of gray thing. Emmett's bald.
Oh, yeah, he is
All
bald.
they peddle is the beard stuff.
23.
Skip.
LeBron.
Oh, yeah. No.
Is it Jordan or LeBron?
It's
or
Jordan.
Is it Ryan Sandberg?
Well, look, I think we all settled that debate pretty
Listen,
quick.
Ryan doesn't even know how to spell his own name.
No,
It's Ryan.
It's Ryan.
Yeah. Why? That's not a name.
No, it's the outside of a watermelon.
He's named after something you throw
Yeah,
away.
he's named after something Hey, but you know what he's got? Zest, my guy. only one way to get
this
zesty.
lacks zest.
It lacks zest. Oh no, there goes the band. But I think it's got to be Jordan, right?
It's Jordan. Well, first
You know
of all,
why?
LeBron changed his number too many times. He's 3. He's been 6. He's 23. Like, you can't.
But even without him changing numbers, that's not why I don't know what number LeBron is. It's because I don't know what number LeBron is. I don't associate him with a number. He's LeBron.
Yeah.
He's King James. He's
Okay,
whatever.
if
He's
we're-
the
if
chosen
we're,
one.
If we're going on our theme of transcending sport,
Right.
Jordan transcends sport.
Yeah.
He's into fashion. He's everything.
Fashion. It's shoes.
Well, he's jerseys and bags and satchels and hats.
Jeter's batting gloves.
And Jeter's bad. He's my soccer cleats are Jordans.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're Neymar Jordan collabs. They're sick.
Oh, Neymar. We forgot him.
Yeah, Neymar's a tool. I
For the
hate
Red
Neymar.
Sox? Neymar Garcia Parra.
Oh, he's married to Mia Hamm.
Yeah, another number 5. Passed over.
24. It's
Now,
Griffey.
this is a debate.
It's Griffey.
I agree. Let me,
Did
before
we give Brian 8?
we gave Kobe 8.
Yeah. So it's
Before
Griffey.
I say this, know that I agree. Before I say this, know that it's King Griffey Jr. Before I say this, no, I don't need to say it because it is Ken Griffey Jr. But what about Jeff Gordon?
If
Same reason as Dale Earnhardt.
But at the same time, Griffey has a clothing like Griffey's swingman stuff and like all his stuff still says
Right.
24.
Yeah, I just like for sport, the only reason you could do it is because Griffey did come to the Reds and Tony Perez is already
And he was 3 and
retired and he had
30.
to be 3-30. But it's Griffey.
Yeah.
We're not debating that it's not Griffey. But if there was one other NASCAR guy that could make the list,
It's Jeff Gordon.
It's Jeff Gordon.
Like, again, I would argue, like, if we both didn't 100% agree that it was Griffey,
Right.
we could definitely argue Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, but we're not going to because it's Griffey.
And again, like you said earlier, 24 stacked.
Yeah, oh my God.
24 is Willie Mays, Kobe Bryant, Jeff Gordon, Moses Malone to the basketball guys in Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, and I'm like, Willie Mays, the greatest center fielder of all time until there was Griffey, the greatest center fielder of all
Right.
time.
If you're comparing, if you would rather, both in their prime, who you're taking
You're taking Griffey. I'm sorry, bud. Like, forget about it. 25 is another stacked one because it's so generic.
Yeah, I think we both agree on 25.
Bonds.
I mean, but a lot of people who might go Mark McGwire just because they don't know any better.
No, they wouldn't.
Well,
Not anyone
they might.
sane.
It's Bonds and McGwire, and it's Bonds.
Yeah. 26
Is
through
Wade Boggs.
Yeah. Bagsy.
Bagsy. I'm trying to think of a football player, current one that wears 26.
Nobody cares. They didn't ride through the streets of right field on that horse. Just majestic.
I have a hard time. Again, I don't watch
Wade
a lot
Boggs
of.
won a World Series looking like a fireman, like a volunteer fireman.
Wade Boggs, part of one of the greatest Tampa Bay Rays team no one talks about.
Because
Frederick
it had
McGriff
Wade Boggs
and
on it.
Wade Boggs.
And Pete Incaviglia.
When you got the hot corners by two legends way
That's
past
right.
their prime.
That's right, you do. Fun fact about Wade Boggs. He tried to enter the Hall of Fame as a Tampa Bay Devil Ray because they said they would pay him extra if he designated it to him. And the Hall of Fame said, no. You were a Devil Ray for 8 minutes. You are allowed to pick Yankee or Red Sox.
Yeah.
And he chose Red Sox.
Yeah, as he should.
Which offended me. You're dead to me, Bugsy.
The number 27, I had personally when I thought of this again. He's Ohio guy. I don't know if he's from Ohio, but he played at Ohio State. Running back Eddie George. That's where I go. But there's also two other guys whom I really like. Vlad. I think he was 27 when he was with the Expos, I think. Vladimir Guerrero?
For the Angels, for sure. I don't remember the Expos.
Okay. Mike Trout.
Oh. Trout throws a wrench in Eddie George. Because he's the best walking now. Second best. Debate me. It's Bryce Harper.
Well, it's
But
Trout. I don't really care about Mike Trout. Like I get like, oh, he's
I don't
incredible.
either. That's the
I
weird
should
thing.
care. I don't.
I should too. Like,
I cared
I'm the
about
biggest baseball guy ever. I don't even think about Mike Trout.
like, and to me, Eddie George played football during when I think football was fun. Like you
Yeah.
had the greatest show on turf.
That early 2000s.
It was like everybody's just now like offense is it.
you
Like
could still hit people.
yeah, you could still hit, but guys were still putting up crazy numbers on offense.
Yeah.
You were having these running backs who were just running all over the place.
Yep. You had your first outbreak of like there were superstar receivers, but there were middle of the pack receivers that were all still way too good.
Right.
Like that greatest show on turf, it was Marshall Faulk.
Yeah.
But they had like Isaac Bruce, who's not going to the Hall of Fame, but you couldn't stop him.
Right. Yeah, that was just I don't know. Like that's probably nostalgia, and I think part of this is just how you feel about that number. Like 27, it's Eddie George, but I get it if you say Mike Trout because it's hard to say. Mike Trout is super good. Like I can't say Eddie George was ever the best running back while he played.
No.
But you can debate that Mike Trout might be the best player playing right now.
But here's why I don't want to give it to Mike Trout is because when you said 27,
you didn't think
the
of him
most
at all.
knowledgeable baseball person, at least in this room, didn't immediately go, well, it's Mike Trout.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even remember that he was number 27. I barely remember he plays.
Yeah.
Because he signed up in California. He's never on TV.
Right.
Except for when somebody wants to tell me how great he is. I can't even be sure he's really doing what he's doing.
So I'm gonna vote Trout. Just because
We have to. Like
it's got to be Trout. Whether my heart says it or not, it's
Yeah.
Trout.
He's not a memorable, but he is the best.
Yeah. 28, I have Marshall Faulk. Or Corey Dillon.
Or Warwick Dunn.
Oh, it's not work done.
Are you sure?
He wasn't even the best running back on his team.
Look.
And the best running back was a fullback.
He was the best running back that was called a running back. No, I'll say it. What was the other one?
Marshall Faulk, I said Corey Dillon.
Oh, it's Marshall Faulk.
Yeah. Marshall Faulk won a Super Bowl. Corey Dillon has not.
No.
he did. Or did he? With the Patriots. I can't remember.
I don't think he was.
I think that's the year Brady got hurt, and then
And the Matt Castle year?
Matt Castle
He
year,
might
and they
have been,
didn't
though.
win.
Corey Dillon was on the Patriots longer than I remember he was.
But Marshall Faulk,
It's Marshall Faulk.
he's
That's
gross.
what it is.
The number 29.
No one knows.
Yeah, I had to look this one up.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some notables.
Okay.
Eric Dickerson, Satchel Paige, Rod Carew, John Smoltz, and Ken Dryden, who played hockey. So he's out.
He's out. Well, of that crew,
Rod Carew.
I've got to give it to Rod Carew.
Yeah, he. I mean,
Because Smoltzy's, none of those guys are a number. We're into numbers that, like, if you had this number, it's because you didn't care what number you got.
This is where you're starting to get into the weird ones. 30 is probably the last couple where you get some good ones. So we'll just say Carew. The number 30, there's current players on this one. This is where you could debate this one. You got Nolan Ryan.
Didn't even know it was that number.
Right. This is Nolan Ryan wore a couple numbers.
Nolan Ryan threw. Here's the number Nolan Ryan was 100.
Right.
Because that's what he threw.
Martin Brodeur.
Is that a chef?
It's a hockey player.
Oh, right.
I want to say he's a goalkeeper, probably one of the best of all time. Played for the New Jersey Devils.
No, he's a hockey player.
Terrell Davis.
Ooh.
Chef Curry.
No.
And that's it.
Well, again, I didn't know that Steph was a number. But
I think basketball fans know he's a number.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know how important jersey number is to basketball.
I think it's still pretty important, but I think it's more
because
now it's like basketball players now are just trying not to use player numbers that other people have had.
I'm going to ask a stupid question.
I
don't watch enough NBA. Do they have names on back?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know they used to. I didn't know if that was still a thing because they started to put ads on their shit.
I mean, Terrell Davis has 2 Super Bowls.
With John Elway.
With John Elway.
That's number 7. Go back. John Elway. What are we, stupid?
Who do we have as number 7?
I don't know. We argued over
Cristiano
Mickey.
Ronaldo.
No, it is not anymore. It's John Elway.
I'm not arguing that one. I would go Steph Curry.
Okay.
Again, transcends sport at this point. Number 31.
Halliday.
That's not who I expected you to say.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's Mikey Pizza.
It's Mikey Pizza. It's Greg Maddux is who I had, but you could.
It's Mikey Pizza.
It's Mikey Pizza.
Mike Piazza. It's got to be.
The other one was Reggie Miller.
I might have to give you that one.
I like Reggie Miller. If you're making me pick, 31's Reggie Miller.
I'm still picking Piazza
because that's the only time I think I ever watched basketball. Was that era.
Let me argue Mike Piazza for a different reason, not just I'm a baseball fan.
Because of Ken Griffey Jr. Slugfest Home Run Derby.
Come on, let's nail this guy. Yeah, we were playing Home Run Derby on Ken Griffey, and the stadium's empty, and somebody's talking shit.
Trying to get someone rung up in the Home Run Derby.
But Piazza, I think, was the first catcher that made people want to be catchers.
Well, he was the first catcher to not be able to play the position of catcher.
But he hit bombs, my guy. But you know what I mean? Like, catcher was boring to kids until Piazza.
Well, it was weird because, like, it was surprising that they let him stay a catcher. Because it was like that kind of guy that, like, well, you can't catch because we need you to hit.
Right.
And then he went to the National League, and it was like, what is everybody doing here? Can you not figure out he needs to be either just hitting?
He was always in the National League.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he did everything he was not supposed to do. All the way up to owning some really bad Italian soccer team.
That's right. But at least he did.
I mean, I'll let you pick Pete. I think we disagree.
We don't disagree.
But it's Reggie Miller.
It's Mike Piazza.
Moving on.
Yeah.
32's Magic Johnson.
Yeah, not even close.
I don't care. A lot of good 32s.
Yeah.
But it's Magic Johnson.
Steve Atwater.
Jim Brown didn't play long enough. Sandy Koufax, not as...
Same story, didn't play long enough.
O.J. Simpson. He might be the only one who transcends sport.
He does transcend sport. Transcends a lot of things.
The number 33, which this one, when I think
this
33, I think Pippen.
That's what I was...
For no reason. He's not the best. He's not even the best basketball player to wear number 33.
Really?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what number Kareem
Larry
was.
Bird.
Oh,
yeah, but you didn't realize he was number 33.
No, I didn't.
Patrick Waugh. Who you have to know Patrick Waugh. Oh, boy. Tony Dorsett.
There we go.
Jose Canseco. Honus Wagner.
Well,
Patrick Ewing and Scottie Pippen.
Oh, Ewing.
Ewing's not better
Not
than
even
Pippen
close,
or
right?
Jabbar.
Not even close. No. But we're kind of that Ewing to me for this answer is your Eddie George answer. Like, is the only guy where I remember his jersey number.
Yeah.
Like on that list. I don't remember Kareem's jersey number. I don't remember Bird's jersey number.
See, I remember Bird's jersey number only because I always remembered looking at, like, when you watch the the magic and bird stuff, it was always like 32, 33.
The magic bird.
I would say it has to be Jabbar.
It's got to be Kareem.
But
to do that to Larry Bird is crazy. But
I don't know. I'd never watch. I didn't watch Larry Bird highlights. You're sitting in a corner hitting a jump shot. That's all I saw.
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I just saw a lot of mustache.
Was just he's a freak.
Yeah, Kareem, not Lou Alcindor.
Not Lou Alcindor. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 34. This is another big one with a lot of guys wearing it.
Really? Ortiz?
Oh, I didn't even put Ortiz on here. Walter Payton. Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh.
Brycey.
That's new, though.
No, I thought he was 34 with the Nationals, and he's like number 6 with the Phillies.
No, he's 3 with the Phillies.
3 with the Phillies.
Whatever number Roy Halladay was, is what number he was in Washington.
Okay.
Because the reason he's not wearing it is because he said, I didn't want to. Oh, it is 34. You're right.
Yeah. Hakeem Olajuwon.
Nope.
Kirby Puckett.
Shortest man to play outfield.
It's Walter Payton.
The sweetness?
The sweetness. Because I think Shaq changed his number, too.
That's what I was going to say. Shaq's not a guy that I remember his number.
Because Shaq, I think, was 32 in Orlando, then he was 34
That's
in
what
LA.
I was thinking.
Yeah, it's Payton.
Yeah, it's Walter Payton.
Yeah, even if he just lives as a legend. 35. It's the big hurt when I think of the number.
Yeah, it's Frank Thomas.
But you also have Kevin Durant.
Nope.
Ricky Henderson.
Ricky was another guy with a bunch of numbers.
Yeah, and then
because Ricky was a 24.
That's pretty much it. There's no these other guys aren't as good as that. You could debate Durant, but I hate him after he went to Golden State. If he was still with Oklahoma,
he seems like a bitch boy. Can I say that? Am I allowed to say that?
Well, I'm
like gonna say it.
I call Kevin Durant Kevin Durant. I just called another man by a nickname, and we all knew who it was.
Right.
It's the big hurt. It's Frank Thomas. The number 36, I only knew one 36. Apparently, there were other people that wore it. It's the Bus. Jerome Bettis.
Oh, it is Jerome Bettis, for sure. I forgot about him. And you're absolutely right.
The other notable was like Gaylord Perry.
Wow.
So this is where you hit a little bit of a lull with some
This is where we
people.
skip to things we recognize.
37, there's no one. Next. I mean, we could go Dion, wore 37 in Baltimore.
Yeah.
38, it's Kurt Schilling.
Yep, for sure.
39, no one cares. 40, it's Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
41, you have a couple of guys here.
Okay.
Dirk. You have Tom Seaver. And you have Eddie Matthews.
Who's that?
I don't know, but it's Dirk. 42.
It's Jackie.
It's Jackie.
It's Jackie.
Notables. Ronnie Lott and Mariano Rivera.
Yeah, but it's Jackie because the number transcends.
The number transcends the sport.
Neither one of those other guys have Jackie Robinson Day.
43, I think, goes to another NASCAR guy.
That's fine. I don't even know a 43.
Richard Petty.
Is he 43?
He's 43. I think he's dead.
What about is he?
I don't know. He looks like he was dead a long time ago. So he looked dead when he was alive.
Richard Petty?
Richard Petty.
I think he's still alive with that.
Let's find that
with
out.
That dye in his mustache?
No, Richard Petty's got to be dead.
No way.
I think he's got a son.
I think that's Kyle Petty. Or or it might be Kyle Busch. I don't know.
Richard Petty.
Yeah, it's alive and well,
oh,
right?
Boy.
Alive and well.
Richard Petty, well, his wife's dead.
Well, of course. He's living in the fast lane.
Let's see.
I'm telling you.
Richard Petty. Maybe he might be alive.
He's got to be. It wasn't huge news.
Yeah, I feel like that would be bigger news. Yep, he's still alive.
Yeah.
82 years
I
old.
knew it.
He's going to die eventually.
No way.
Probably during this, so it'll make you look like a fool.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, by the time this is released tomorrow, Richard Petty will be dead.
And then Troy Polamalu.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks.
Hey, Head and Shoulders, transcending sport.
From a bald man.
44. I'm looking at you because you should know who number 44 is.
Should I?
We've already talked about him.
Oh, Adam Dunn.
It is. We have Hank Aaron.
Yeah, that's right.
And you also have the logo, Jerry West.
Oh, yeah, it's Hank Aaron. Oh, yeah, of course.
Reggie Jackson. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. But it's Hank.
Pete Maravich.
It's Hammer and Hank.
It's Hank Aaron. 45, there were two Kyle Petty's one of them.
Hey,
but there are two you could argue with.
Pedro Martinez.
Or Bobby Gibson.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
It's gross, isn't it?
Yeah. Similar velocity.
One they literally changed the rules for.
Yep.
And the other had the same amount of mustache.
Same amount of mustache, though. Golly willikers. It's Bob Gibson, then.
It's Bob
But
Gibson.
you know what? I didn't know Bob Gibson was 45. I know Pedro's 45.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of
but
the
I
point?
think that's like the old ones. Yeah. But do we know do we know Pedro's 45 only because we're 30? If we were 50, would we know better?
Look, I'm 32. I'm the older statesman here.
31. Yeah, I'll give it to Pedro.
Yeah.
Because I know I had to look up Bob Gibson.
I think if
was
you
45.
told me you had to start a team and you told me I absolutely was not allowed to have both of those guys on my pitching staff, I'd pick Bob Gibson. That's a me thing. But I didn't know what number he was.
Yeah.
Because there's barely any film.
It's definitely not Kyle Petty, though.
No.
Okay. I was
And
just
it's
giving you a second
definitely
chance.
not Kyle Busch.
46, Andy Pettit. That's it.
Sure.
That's the only one I know.
Yeah, okay. Andy Pettit.
47. We'll just skip that one. I don't even know who these guys
48 we can go past unless there's a
48
football guy.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson? Is it not like 47? John Lynch? Am I making that up?
I think you're right. We'll give it to John Lynch.
He's going to not be 47. Somebody's going to Google this, but I don't care. It's John Lynch. All right,
48 Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, I think, he won like 7 straight cups or something crazy.
What,
with
at
NASCAR.
Miami or in Dallas?
No, Jimmy Johnson's a race car driver.
No, that's Jerry.
No.
Jerry was a race car driver.
Wow. I just got Primus.
Yeah. You've been Primus.
No, Jimmy Johnson, he like,
That's
and
where
he
we
spoke.
need a soundboard.
There was a race car driver. It's Jimmy Johnson or Torrey Hunter. It's Jerry.
I'll
Jimmy
say
Johnson.
sure.
It's just trust me on that.
Potent potables.
49. Who cares?
Me. I'm 49.
Oh, you are 49.
Ew, bud. Me. It's either me or it's Ron Gendry. Louisiana Lightning. And I'm picking me.
I pick you.
Yes.
Number 50. I thought of one person and one person alone. Jamie Moore.
No, he was 50.
I
don't know
still
if
playing.
it's still here.
No,
Probably
I've had
Atlantic
David
League, so.
Robinson.
Yeah,
I mean, when you had David Robertson, Tim Duncan, that was gross.
yeah, it was. Yeah, for sure, it's David Robinson.
And then Mike Singletary, but I don't care about that.
No,
Number 51. You gonna?
you want to not? Don't lick your paws right now, Bluesif. We're trying to debate number 51.
So 51.
Randy Johnson.
Yeah, you had Randy Johnson. That's what I figured you were going to say because it wasn't going to be Ichiro.
No, certainly not, because Ichiro is a Japanese player, and I don't care for them.
The other one would be Dick Butkus. So it's Randy Johnson.
It's Randy Johnson. One of them's the big unit, and the other one, it's an ass kisser.
52. My brain went one spot and one spot only.
Ray
Ray murdered a guy, Lewis. Allegedly.
Yeah. Look, you can't say that because we didn't give 34 to OJ because of the same.
Do you want to know an interesting fact about Ray Lewis?
He also went to Miami, where our number 48 was head coach for a while, Jimmy Johnson.
No. So you know when the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
When you win the Super Bowl,
you get a ring,
and you become the MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you get one of them jackets.
Disney has this ad campaign where they say, "Hey, Tom Brady, you just won the MVP in the Super Bowl. What are you going to do now?" And they go, "I'm going to Disneyland."
Yeah.
They did not ask Ray Lewis to do that.
Well, in Ray Lewis's defense, it might not be because of the alleged stabbing. Because Ray Lewis does not look like a man that would go to Disneyland. I'm certain that campaign took off this past year with Julian Edelman's little ass. They're like, perfect. You can
Listen, he can barely ride most of the rides.
Yeah, Julian, we can't do this. You can't get on Space Mountain, my guy.
You know what? What number was Taquito Spikes? Was he 51?
55, I think.
I can't remember.
I don't care.
He doesn't count, but
No.
that just brought to me. 53, who cares? Don Drysdale. There you go.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
winner. We got it.
54. my brain went one spot, and then I looked it up, and I went, one guy's a Hall of Famer, one guy was kind of just like I think he broke his back. You got Goose Gossage and Brian Urlacher.
Urlacher.
I went Urlacher too.
Yeah, Urlacher.
55. My brain went linebacker again.
Yeah.
Junior Seau.
We doing guys that.
What's that pitcher's name?
We doing guys that Decky Arabu themselves like. Look, if we didn't give it to OJ for killing other people, can we give it to Seau for offing himself?
It's Junior Seau or Oral Hershiser.
Hey, Oral Hershiser still kicking. No CTE in Dodger Town, my guy.
Oh, man.
Oral Hershiser.
We just got demonetized for laughing at that.
No
one.
way. We're like 50 minutes in. They didn't make it as far.
The number 56.
Lawrence Taylor.
Surprisingly, if you look this up, Sean Merriman's also there. And I went, why is he even invited to the party?
We doing, guys. This.
The number 57, no one cares.
No.
Tom Jackson, because you think he's from Cincinnati.
Oh, the TV guy.
Yeah.
The announcer guy. Denver Broncos, he claims.
Yeah, I think he lives in Cincinnati.
I got to take his word for it.
58, I don't even know any. Jack Lambier or Derek Thomas.
Lambier.
Yeah. I know people are probably, what are you not going to talk about? I don't know anything about him.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about him.
Jack Lambier, he's Steeler, right?
Yeah.
The guy missing all his teeth?
Yeah. Number 54.
54? We're on 59.
59. Sorry. I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, I don't either.
I did
Spit one
research
out.
on this. Seth Joyner.
Yeah, I agree. Unless he's a hockey player.
Like, here's
Finish this
where
ball.
you're hitting those weird spots where, like, you're an offensive lineman now. Who cares?
Right.
60, Otto Graham. Congratulations.
Gotcha.
61.
62.
Curly Culpit.
Oh, yes.
Curly Culp. There you
Yeah,
go.
Dizzy Dean.
62. Curtis Crawfish Cinder. NASCAR.
No, that's Kareem. We already did this. Change his name.
63. Gene Upshaw. Congratulations.
That's okay. Players Association.
64.
Nintendo wins it.
Yeah,
The best
Nintendo.
64.
65. Congratulations, Tom Mack on your award.
Tom Mack.
All right, 66 is an actual real person
Yes.
that people have heard of.
Absolutely.
Mario Lemieux.
Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, you don't know anything about Mario Lemieux.
He
do you?
is on the cover of NHL Hits.
Yeah, you know he plays hockey. That's
Yeah,
hey,
and
can you
which-
guess what team he legendarily played?
It was either the Boston Bruins or the Pittsburgh Penguins
It was
because
the
of the color
Pittsburgh
scheme.
Penguins. Congratulations.
But the problem with that is he's a hockey player, and we've banned them from this list.
No, we
so
haven't.
who else is 66?
Because Gretzky's 99, so we can't officially ban him.
Who else is 66?
Conrad Dobler.
Perfect.
If that doesn't say 1940s, I don't
Look,
know.
Conrad Doppler, my guy. We're going to pick Mario Lemieux over the guy that invented the radar. It's the Conrad Doppler radar, my guy.
Conrad Dobler definitely played like football for Army. When
Yeah.
you could still...
Oh, no. He had a crew cut, and he played for the Chiefs. And he was a spot that no
Long
yeah. Yeah. When they were wearing long sleeves.
He has a leather helmet for
Yeah.
sure.
Back when NFL Films was like, and Conrad Doppler rushes ahead for 25 yards.
I think we're gonna hit a stretch of hockey players here because that's the
No, we're
only
not.
people I've heard of.
No, we're not.
Number 60.
Give it to the D-line.
68. We have Yamir Yager.
Got it.
Albert Pujols?
68?
68.
Was he born in 68? Is that what they're saying?
I think I may have
Albert
put that in the
Pujols
wrong
is number
spot.
5.
It's Yamir Yager next.
Okay.
69, Ooey.
Ooh-wee,
Number
bud.
70.
69. Ooh-wee, bud.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Was there
70?
No, it's who was that line? The outside the rusher.
Don't reach at me like that. When we're talking about 69.
He played for Kansas City and he played for the Vikings.
Jared Allen?
Jared Allen, goofy mullet guy.
Was he number 65?
I'm 100% sure.
Or is he number
is.
72?
No, Jared Allen. Was it Jarrett or is it Jared?
Jared with a D,
Jared.
like the Subway guy that touched kids.
Jared Allen definitely is the number 69. Yeah, number 69.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
Jared Allen.
Okay.
Look at that! Look at that big, beautiful man right
You
there.
sure it's not Justin Smith?
Justin Smith's 90.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, you want to know obscure Bengals? I know them.
Well, and 49ers.
Let's see. The number 70. Congratulations, Art Donovan.
Got it.
71. Big Willie Anderson.
Sure. Yeah, that's not bad.
72. You have a couple of guys here whom you may have heard of.
Oh, really?
Carlton Fisk, Ed Too Tall Jones,
There you go.
and William Refrigerator Perry.
Well, it's the fridge. It's not even close.
fridge.
And if we even came close to mentioning Carlton Fisk, my dad will freak out. Anytime they play that...
Listen, we're an hour in. Your dad fell asleep way before you.
Yeah, that's
fine.
Look, anytime they play that Game 6 shot of him fucking karate, intentional grounding his way to the fair ball when it was fair the whole way, my dad goes, "They lost the next day. Why do they only show Game 6? The Reds won that World Series." And it's because Carlton Fisk sucks.
Carlton Fisk. You heard it here first. He sucks.
If I met Carlton Fisk, I'd punch him because of my father.
73.
Love you, Dad. Bam.
73 is Larry Allen. Only because I've heard of him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even
And
know
he's
who the
like
guys are.
possibly the greatest offensive lineman of all time.
Yeah. 74. Congratulations, Bob Lilly.
Perfect.
75, which I feel like this is a cool number. I don't know why more people aren't this number.
Because it's stupid.
You got Mean Joe Green.
Then it's Mean Joe Green.
You got Deacon Jones,
Oh.
Jonathan Ogden, and Vince Wilfork. So you're getting them below.
Well, you're not Will Fork when there's Mean Joe Green.
It's Mean Joe Green or Jonathan Ogden. Ogden, I think, is considered by some the greatest offensive lineman of all time. One of them.
Even with Deacon Jones in there? I think it's Mean Joe Green.
Ogden was what, Baltimore when they were winning with Trent Dilfer?
Maybe.
I mean, if you're keeping Trent
I've
Dilfer
heard
relevant.
of Jonathan Ogden, but I don't know Jonathan.
I mean,
Ogden,
you
know
could
what I mean?
if you told me it's Mean Joe Green. I think Mean Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green had that bitch and Coke commercial.
Yeah, his number transcends. You actually see the number it's not his number 75 in a commercial, and it's one of the
Right. I didn't even know Deacon Jones was 75, but as far as like who's better players, it's Deacon Jones.
Yeah,
Because he was sacking people before they had to make sacks a stat because he wouldn't get off the quarterback.
yeah. I'm willing to give you Deacon Jones. 76. Congratulations,
Conrad Dobler.
Lou Groza.
Okay,
77. Ray Bork.
fine.
Hockey player. Got you to say yep.
I
You're
don't know
wrong.
who these people are.
78.
Ray Bork could have been a hockey player, or it could have been a lineman in the 60s.
So 78. You and I.
Good year.
It's I know the correct answer, but the funny answer is Bruce Smith. But it's Anthony Munoz.
No, it's Bruce Smith.
No, it's definitely Anthony Munoz.
Anthony Munoz doesn't have the same moves
Now,
that Bruce Smith had.
no one's going to care about this story, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Let's talk about it.
We did in what was it, PlayStation or was it Nintendo 60?
It was Madden
2000 and something
on 64.
We did fantasy draft, essentially.
Yes.
All the players got put in a pool. You pick who you want. But at a certain point, you don't see the first name. It just says first initial, last name.
It wasn't even at a certain point. It was like they were listed as first initial, last name, and there was, because it's an old video game and it's not like a computer, you couldn't hover over it and figure out who it was.
Right.
So, yeah, I know that M. Irvin
is Michael Irvin. B. Favre.
Yeah, we get it. So we're looking for defensive linemen, and we see B. Smith. And I'm like, Bruce Smith, greatest sack master of all time, got to get him. And then we get him. And we're slowly realizing that I don't think this is Bruce Smith. I think we've been had.
Not good.
And we never figured out who it really was. We just knew by his...
there was a B. Smith.
We just knew by his stats it wasn't Bruce.
It's Anthony Munoz, though.
Okay.
79.
Yeah.
Bob the Geek St. Clair. Sure.
Okay.
80.
Jerry Rice.
It's Jerry Rice. Sorry, Chris Carter. 81.
Terrell Owens.
I'm surprised. It's not. That's what I was gonna say, but I was expecting you to say Timmy Brown.
I wouldn't do that.
Huh. Yep. No, it's Terrell Owens.
It's Terrell Owens.
I think we don't even have to argue those.
No.
82.
Frank Wycheck.
Ozzie Newsome. 82. I'm trying to think. There's current day 82s.
Todd Heap.
No. TJ Husman's. He was 84. I can't even make
84.
that joke. 82.
Was it not Frank Wycheck? What was he?
It's almost like we have the computer in our hands.
Yeah. Or what about Kellen Winslow? The old man, not the kid that sucked. Because the kid was worse.
Let's see.
The old man was good.
Oh, there's a couple of guys who were 82.
Okay.
Was
Kellen Winslow one of them?
You got Jason Witten. That's who I was thinking of.
That's not an all-time great.
What? You're talking about? Yes, it is. It was,
Jason Witten?
yeah.
An all-time great tight end?
Yeah. He's at least top 10.
You're high.
Who's better? You can't name 10 tight ends to me right now.
Okay, Kellen Winslow.
He's not better than Kellen. Jason Witten is better than Kellen Winslow.
Then the OG Kellen Winslow?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
The Kellen Winslow the third or whatever that was in the league a couple of years ago, but not Kellen Winslow.
No. Who you got? Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez, Shannon Sharp,
Gronk.
Kellen Winslow, Gronk. You've got Todd Heap.
Jason Witten.
No, Jason Witten is not. I'm not giving that up. No. Jason Witten wears forearm shivers. He wears sleeves on the wrong half of his fucking arms.
Hernandez.
Yeah. Aaron Hernandez. Gone forever.
R.I.P. Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those dudes he had.
I'm not a big fan. Oh, shoot. Who we think? We're missing a big guy. Played for the Chargers. Probably the actual best tight end.
Yeah, Kellen Winslow.
No.
No, Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates.
He's 88.
Well, I wasn't saying for this number. I was saying. I say it's Witten.
Who else was on there?
Raymond Berry, John Stallworth, and Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah, Kellen Winslow.
I like how we're arguing who the best tight ends are. We're not even on their number.
All right.
Let's see. 83. Andre Reed.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's probably right.
84. It's Randy Moss.
Yeah, it's Randy Moss. It's not even close.
I mean, you got some notables in there. You got Shannon Sharp and Sterling Sharp, but it's Randy Moss.
Yeah.
There's a thing called being mossed. Like, there's you can't. You're
it's
not.
Where
sharped.
it's where you pull your pants down and stick it in the face of the fans in the front row.
85 is Antonio Gates.
Being mossed is where you gently push a female police officer with your car.
just a satisfying nudge.
Oh no, I've been mossed.
85 or to me,
is it Chad?
it's Ocho. His name is 85.
Well, not anymore.
Well,
he went back.
Yeah, but I think if you go Antonio Gates, if you're like, oh, a football purist, but it's Chad Johnson.
It's Chad, yeah. For famous numbers, for famous 85s.
He was gross.
Yeah, for a while.
People forget how good he was.
Yeah.
86. We're going to just 86 this number,
yeah.
my guy, and go right to 87. Another hockey player for me.
I thought we talked about this.
It's Sid the Kid Crosby.
It's
Dwight Clark.
Alexander Ovechkin. He's a guy, right?
He is a guy. He's a hockey guy.
He's either a hockey guy or a fighter.
Sid the Kid, I mean, he's got Stanley Cups. He's got gold medals. He's good looking. Checks all the boxes.
Good looking for a Jew. But quick, without thinking, who's the better Crosby? Sidney or Mason?
Bing. I was expecting you to say who's the better Jew.
Yeah. Still, same list.
Bing.
Bing. It's 100% Bing. You can say what he wants.
88. This is a tough
Michael
one.
Irvin.
Or
it's not a tough one.
Or is it Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, it's Michael Irvin. Part of the criteria for my list, if you haven't been able to keep up to this point, is how much cocaine did you do?
Well, then it's Lynn Swan.
We're not talking about best coked up athletic directors at USC.
I mean, I guess if you're thinking numbers, I don't think of Tony Gonzalez's number. I do know Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin's 88. I think he wears it on one of those necklaces.
Yeah. 89.
That's what I thought Shannon Sharp was.
Ditka.
Ditka is not. No one knew he had a number.
Yeah, Mike Ditka.
What, did he stitch it on his sweater vest?
Yeah, maybe.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
I know he played, but not when anyone cared.
Well, listen, here's your other options. Mike Ditka. I don't even know how to pronounce that guy's name.
Well, give it a whirl for the fans.
Gino Marchetti.
Well, obviously it's him.
Hold on.
There's not more famous 89s. There have to be.
Chat to the people while I look this up.
Okay. I'm going to chat to them this week about how I feel like I might have gotten us bamboozled by a crazy Facebook ad. I know we're talking about sports, but this is a fitness podcast most of the time, and I found this great deal that was get 10 shaker bottles for $25, and we did it, and they said they shipped today, Benjamin.
Oh.
Yeah, so now we pray, because I feel like these things are going to dissolve when water touches them. Because we literally got 10 of them for $25. I refuse to tell you where I found that deal until they show up and I can prove that I won't get lead poisoning. Because I don't want to be responsible.
Yeah, no, that's literally it. I'm surprised.
Shannon Sharp wasn't 89 in Baltimore?
No, he was 84.
In Baltimore?
Yeah.
When he played for Baltimore?
Yeah.
The Ravens.
The Ravens of Baltimore.
Yeah.
Formerly of the Browns of Cleveland.
Right.
He was 84.
Art Modell.
Yep, so moving on, because 89 is Mike Ditka.
I'm really surprised there's not more. I feel like 89 is the tight end number, and there's none.
I feel like, okay, hear me out on this.
I'm hearing you.
It doesn't look good.
It does look good.
I don't think 89 looks good.
It's very round, you know?
I think it gives people it looks like, two guys sucking each other's dicks.
But yeah, well, no, it looks like one fat guy and one skinny guy. That's what it looks like.
I mean, again, we're talking about people who transcend sport. It's Ditka. He was a Saturday Night Live skit.
No one even knew that he had a number.
I'm sure someone did.
He's a famous
in
coach.
Chicago.
89, some non-roster invitee for the Braves. That's who it is. Chet Densmore.
No, it's Irving Shackelford.
Yeah. No. What was that dude's name?
Eldon Shackelford.
And Shackelford slams it home for two. That's who it is. It's Bob Cousy.
The number 90.
Number 90.
The Freak.
Tony Saragusa.
Javon Kirsch.
Oh. There's not a better 90?
You know what? I actually researched the number 90 because I felt like
Justin Smith.
Well, I mean, he was good for like a week.
Yeah, but that was a hell of a week.
Like he was good, and then all of a sudden he was just gone.
Yeah. Well, we knew, but I don't know if he was gone, but we knew about him because he was a Bengal, and then he went to the 49ers. And I don't know if he was famous I don't know if he was actually good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was good here, and we knew, like, oh, crap, Justin Smith's one of our best defensive linemen.
Yeah, and all of a sudden he was gone. And
I don't know if he was still, I don't know if the NFL considered him good when he was in 49ers. People, any and all fans listening in the Bay Area. Was Justin Smith any good? Anyone you cared about?
Yeah, like I don't know unless there's a current number 90 who's any good. And I can't think of any.
No,
Margus Hunt. I don't know. So I'm gonna go the Freak because again he was the Freak.
Yeah, Javon Kirsch. What was Taylor?
Jason Taylor.
Jason Taylor.
I think Jason Taylor was 99.
Oh, Gretzky run for his money.
Jason Taylor was, in fact, 99. I was right.
Well,
Look at that.
looks like
obscure knowledge.
we got a fucking cage match coming up for
for number 99. 91 is, there's one. It's Dennis Rodman.
Absolutely, it's Dennis Rodman.
I don't care who you are. I know he wore a bunch of numbers, but it's 91.
It's Rodman.
For your hockey players, yes, I know Sergei Fedorov wore 91, but it's Dennis Rodman.
Guess what? You're never going to get there when Rodman's a choice because, as I've talked about, cocaine intake, part of the criteria.
So the next one, 92, this is a two-man race.
Okay.
It's Reginald White and Michael Strahan.
It's a one-man race.
It's Reggie White.
It's Reggie White.
Yeah. Albert Hainsworth also wore 92.
Oh, well, look, Albert Hainsworth got signed for way more money
and
than
if
both
you're
of those
going
guys.
for cocaine and
look. Well, we've also been going...
Allegedly.
Well,
I don't even know if that's alleged.
We've been going for cocaine input, and you've been throwing in a lot of untimely death. So Reggie White shoots to the top of the list. Because we can't prove that his heart attack wasn't cocaine involved.
That's true. He was a man of God, but it doesn't mean he wasn't involved with some dandruff.
I put Tebow on the list. Reggie White has checked every box.
Reggie White's the most appropriate pick of this entire list.
93.
93. There's two, John Randall and Dwight Freeney.
I'll say Dwight Freeney.
I'll say Dwight Freeney as well.
Colts. Played for the Colts.
94, don't care. Congratulations, Dana Stubblefield.
Yep.
Because I've heard of you before.
I've not.
95, Bubba Smith. He played for the 49ers.
That's who we picked. Ben, that's who we picked. We picked Bubba Smith. We took all this time. It took 2 years us to figure out we wanted to do a podcast, us to get 5 episodes in, us to decide that we wanted to do this greatest number of everyone
and we
thing.
Figured out who.
And we finally figured out who our janky discount Bruce Smith was. It was Bubba Smith for the goddamn 49ers. But damn it, his hips didn't lie.
His hips did not lie. Supposed to do that little boot scoot
get
boogie.
Back up a little bit. Man.
Number 96, we're gonna skip because it's Pave Bure, and no one knows who that is other than like super deep hockey players.
Well, and his dad probably knows.
97 is mostly it's Jeremy Roenick, who, if you're an NHL Hits player, he was really good in that game.
Well, I'm an NHL Hits player, but we created a team, so I'm unfamiliar.
Simeon Rice, who, again, weird, obscure, like late 90s defensive lineman.
Yeah.
And then Kurt Busch. And we're not going to let it...
No, because it's not Kyle Busch.
Who is it's you got Kurt Busch, you got a hockey player, and then just obscure Simeon Rice.
Right.
So it's Simeon Rice.
I'll take Samari Roll while we're at it.
98, which I feel like if you're an NFL player in college, pick the number 98 because it's free.
Yeah, for sure.
Just be halfway decent because no one wore it. Tom Harmon, Julian Peterson, and Leroy Yarbrough.
It's Leroy Yarbrough.
NASCAR, another one on the list.
Yeah.
And then
couldn't get Jeff Gordon in there, but we got Leroy.
Number 99 is Wayne Gretzky.
We covered this. It's Jason Taylor.
Or it's Warren Sapp.
Oh, that's legitimate.
Well, it's
Jason
Gretzky.
Taylor was a joke, but
it's
Warren
Gretzky.
Sapp. Wait a minute. Warren Sapp reminded me that we skipped Mike Allstott.
At 40? Who won the number 40? Let's go back in time machine to we start this great idea. Oh, Sean Kemp.
Yeah, so it's Mike Allstott.
What? It's Sean Kemp.
Right. So it's Mike Allstott.
No, it's Sean Kemp.
One of them had a big neck pad.
And it was
the other.
It could have been Sean Kemp.
The other played for the Supersonics, I believe.
Yeah. He was like the best player for the Super. I think he technically played for Oklahoma City too, because I think he was just there long enough.
I thought he retired before that.
I think he was technically on the roster. I don't think he fully retired.
Anyone listening at the Oklahoma City Thunder offices?
Anyone who's still listening at an hour and a half in, please call somebody.
Yeah, call for
help. If you waited just to hear that 99 is Wayne Gretzky,
even though we told you at the beginning. The very beginning. But I hope you stuck around this long, especially if you made it to the Bruce Smith story before you tried to give up, because damn it all, if we didn't have the revelation that we picked Bubba Smith. Unreasonable.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's all the numbers.
That's all the numbers.
There's no more numbers.
We skipped a couple, but who cares?
Yeah, well, I mean, there weren't a lot of not good numbers.
Were there any numbers that literally no one wore?
No, because no.
Like it would have said, right?
Yeah, it would have said. There was a name for every number.
Like somebody wore the number 46. Somebody wore that.
Yeah, someone definitely wore that. Because you got college, too. We could have gone into college.
We went into college once.
And we're regretting it to this day.
Yes.
Your mom went to college.
Yeah, best years of my life, my ass. Most expensive years of my adulthood.
But again, thank you, everyone who did stick it through. This is something that, we'll get back to the next show. If you're still listening, we'll be back to the original format.
Okay.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
But we wanted to go off a little bit, get a couple of special editions in there for the holidays. We got Jakey Poo back from Vegas.
Ooh-wee.
I'm sure the next episode will bring up some of the highlights and stories of that trip.
We skipped that because we knew this would take forever because there's so many numbers.
Right.
But the special edition on music did pretty well.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of fun. And the big thing is with this podcast, we're not necessarily just going to talk about the same stuff all the time. The point of TSB and the Smashing Bastards is being tenacious. And in doing that, you have to be we're men of the people. We're Renaissance men. You got to be a well-rounded human being.
We understand what makes you tick.
And I've considered this more of like while we like to keep a theme and keep a setting, because you don't want to tune in. You don't want to be listening to things that don't pertain to you.
Yeah, you don't want to Family Feud this guy out here. Hey,
right.
Ding, 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 top answer.
Right.
You don't want to get married to the format.
We just want to get you thinking. And if you have any ideas, or if you want to argue with us, send us a message.
We'll
bring it up on the show.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. We'll bring it up.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk shit right about you.
Right to your face. Right to your goddamn smug face.
Right to your forehead.
But if you do want to get in touch with us, go to our website, www.tenacioussmashingbastards.com.
Not .org.
Not .org. You can find us also on social media at Twitter at TSB_ooee. That is OOOWEEE.
Nailed it the first time.
Nailed it. I've gotten much better now that I've become more conscious of it.
Yes.
Also, you can send us a message straight to our inbox on Facebook, and you can go to facebook.com/Tenacious Smashing Bastards, or send us an email at tenaciousmashingbastards@gmail.com.
Yes.
And again, thanks for checking us out. And if you
thanks for checking us out across the bar too.
And if you buy us a drink, I won't be mad at you.
We'll tell you we'll buy you one back and then
give
leave.
You a little kiss on the neck, a little something. Bye.
Ooh-wee.